Welcome to Pre-Review Center and a new to us 2017 320S. This is in Dutchman's Tab series, so a very European design, built here in North America and Ohio, but brought over from Europe with many European features here. So we're going to start on the outside, and for a little guy, it's pretty feature-packed and it's got quite a lot to talk about actually on the outside here. So up front, the client did install a wireless brake system, so it comes with that portion here. We also have the component that goes into your vehicle as well. So as long as you've got 12-volt power to the back through a 7-way plug, and then the ability to use kind of a cigarette lighter style that'll power the module in the vehicle, you're all set. So this does give you a lot of choice in tow vehicle as well. That's kind of what the Tab series is known for here. We're starting off at a dry weight of 1,820 pounds, so it really opens up a world of tow vehicles. So if you sort of have that 3,000 pound, if you're looking to be very lightweight, even 2,500 pound tow rating, now you have something that is very workable. So a lot of the vehicles that are often used here are things like Subaru Foresters, Subaru Outbacks, so anything on up from there. RAV4 would be another one with a tow package that certainly would be the newer ones in that rating cycle, so lots of vehicle choice here. The previous owner also chose, which very smartly I think, to add a 2-bike rack here in the front. So it's bolted on permanently here, so it's going to stay there for you. So you've got a place to put that. Don't have to kind of find room on the vehicle top here. In the very front compartment here, we're going to have a 20-pound tank. We've got room for a battery. There is also a battery cutoff switch, the little red switch that you see there. So if you're going into kind of storage mode, you can turn that off should you wish. Another really nice feature here, and it's something that we keep in stock in our parts department, you already are set up here for a plug-and-play. This particular one, they talked about a Zamp Solar, which is a brand, but you can use any portable solar panel. We do carry one in stock here, so that would be very handy here, whether it's going into storage and just want to make sure your battery's fully charged when you come back, or it's in the laneway and you don't necessarily want to keep it plugged in all the time. Very handy little feature. And again, if you want to extend your trip on that campsite, you just know you're going to be regenerating that battery through the day. So very, very handy here. This unit, being the S model of the 320 series, is equipped with a wet bath. So you have a shower and you have a toilet. The nice feature here is, just like a much larger RV, is you do have the black and the gray water flush here. So you can basically just dump the tanks as you go. It's not a cassette toilet where you have to take it out and kind of either dump it into your own bathroom at home or right away. So here you can just pull into a dump station, or if you're lucky enough to have a campsite with a dump station on site, you can just hook up your sewer hose, and when it's time or it's getting full, you can just quickly dump that off. So the handles you see here on the front are oftentimes to be able to kind of manipulate it a little bit into that last little spot. It is low enough where if you had kind of an 8-foot little oversized garage door, say an 8-foot garage door, you could sneak this unit in. So very versatile that way too, in terms of where you may store it, where you may put it. On the back side here, we are set up with a cable inlet, so there is a TV inside. So if you're more in the United States, you'll see oftentimes you'll have cable at campsites. Would be another way. You could swap out that cable if you wanted to, probably switch that up to something like Starlink if you wished. We are set up for 2 ways to bring water into the coach here. So if you have water on site, you got the direct feed here, and if you need to fill water into the onboard tank, you can do that from this portion here. You've got great aluminum wheels here. For a small unit, which is a little more rare, you do have air conditioning as well. So if you've got a hookup on site, you can certainly use that air conditioning. Ideally, with all the equipment on board, if you can have that 30 amp connection, that's sort of what you'd want to use here to ideally be able to run everything. I love the fact that on this coach, you're going to have both on the front and both sides, you're going to have the acrylic dual pane windows. Beauty here is they are European design, have been used in Europe for a very, very long time. So they do a better job of keeping the heat in when you want, and also the cool air. But the big one is when you're not there, and especially if you're in a situation where you are dry camping, you can leave all these open, even in the rain, and you're going to get that airflow going through. The other feature that we can't see from this angle, but I'll back up here a little bit, is on the very top, you'll see a vent there. You do have a 3-speed fan. So in the event that, again, you're kind of sleeping in more of an off-grid site situation, say you had your solar on the front, you can open these windows, be running that fan at night to keep you cool, and then that battery can regenerate during the day. So great combination here. You've got nice large jacks here with big sand feet here, so very, very stable for a little guy, especially in the driveway if you're just getting ready. As we come to the back here, we're going to have a outside shower, so hot and cold water. So if you want to just even be able to rinse off after a bike ride or something like that, you're all set. This is the exhaust here for the Aldi, which is a system from Europe. So it's both your water heater but also your furnace inside. So it's a great use of space because rather than having two, individual appliances to have to take care of and maintain, it's all set into one. So much more like if you think about residential kind of heat through the floor idea. So I'll take you around the corner here, take you in the coach. So on the entrance door here, we have the ability, come nighttime, should we want, we can just black out with that little shade. Again, we've got that great acrylic window here, so you're going to have that view onto your own campsite at night if the bugs are getting bad. And the nice thing too is they all have a bug screen to them or a blackout shade. We do have Asdel on board here, so much like our Coachman ultralights that we carry in stock in new trailers, you've got the backing of composite on the outside, so there is no wood product in that wall. Helps to lighten it up, but the big one is going forward. It's going to help to keep this unit looking much the same as it does today. Great little LED night light here, so it really lights up the campsite as you come in. Very handy if you're just stopping for a snack, have lunch. You're going to have a fridge just by the door. And actually, just before I head inside, I will mention as well, previous owner did purchase a awning with it. So you're going to see a little slide-in track that goes all the way around. So they have an awning system here that basically doubles the width here. So if you see the width of the coach here, you're roughly about 5.5, 6 feet. You're going to have that same width in the awning, so you can really live outside even if it's a light rain. The sun's really beating down, especially if you're in a situation where maybe you're at a festival, or again maybe you're doing some boondocking where you're a bit more open space. You're going to be able to get out of the sun, which is super handy. So we do have a 3-way fridge here. Most people run it on that propane mode. It'll still use a little bit of power, but it'll be much less thirsty on your batteries than trying to use it just on battery mode. We do have some storage underneath, as well as 2 big areas there for our pantry and our pots and pans, and the great little overstock spot here again where you can keep some of those items. You do have a full stereo here with CD player, far wall there, little black monitor panel. That's going to show you how full your tanks are over time. We've got, again, our little shower here, nice glassed in unit, so very reminiscent of what you'll see in small Class B vans. So again, you can do everything in here, but a lot of people will just choose to use that outside shower, rinse themselves off, then be able to use basically dry off outside here. So you've got a little kitchen sink here to be able to use as well, so that way you can make sure that you keep things nice and tidy here on the counter. And then you've got our 2-burner grill here, so a little Dometic. Flip up with glass top here, so a little bit of a preparation area. So the nice thing here with the design that they have is you can create a king bed, so the back will fold down. You can create a king bed. These guys would go into the middle. Table will come off and separate, and there's some slots just underneath here to fill in the middle. So if you are a solo traveler, and I should mention here, if you are someone who's say about 5'10", wall to wall here, if you wanted, you could basically set up sort of a single bed with that down, or a double bed wide, and so that's another option. The other way you'll see many people, especially YouTubers, that will show off different ways to do it, is creating kind of 2 twin beds is another very popular option. So the nice thing with this coach is if it's 1 or 2 people, again, there's a variety of ways to set up the bed, whether having a bigger bed is important to you, or if it's not that important to you and you want to have a bit of a work area, you can do a lot of different things. Again, sets up very well here with the ability to lift up that back piece to the bed to be able to sit back, watch a movie at night, put your feet up. You've got that air conditioning we mentioned on the outside, as well as that 3-speed fan. So if you're more of an off-grid person, not wanting to necessarily run AC, then you've got that option. And those huge opposing windows that are all the same size, as well as the same size window on the front, are going to create a lot of airflow here. And again, each one will have its bug screen. Lots of storage here across the back for items like clothing you'll bring with you naturally. You've got a couple speakers here for the system as well. Just down below, we have a built-in carbon monoxide detector as well as an outlet there. So if you want to plug in a little computer, it would work quite well on the desktop here. And then you've got your power converter just below that. So a great little unit if you're looking for something as you perhaps start out, or if you're looking to something to downsize where you don't necessarily have to use a truck and you're looking to use more of that SUV class vehicle. Again, you don't necessarily want to tow something too large, and perhaps something quite aerodynamic, which naturally all the tabs in the market, the shape of them, much like a teardrop here, it's going to cut the wind very well and just allow you to get out there, be off the grid quite easily if you wish by adding some solar, and just enjoying those perhaps shorter trips that you're looking to take. But certainly a lot of people do crisscross the countries in units like this. So we invite you at the Primo RV Center to come have a closer look at this new to us 2017 320S Tab.